Can you hear me all right? Yeah. Okay. So let me get started with a question. So how many of you have ever been intimidated with the sheer amount of knowledge that you think you needed to start building apps? So when you want to build apps, do you think that you need to be very proficient in coding? Yep. So let me put a thought through here. So the future of coding is not about writing code, but it's about converting the ideas into reality faster, smarter, and more collaboratively. So this is where AI comes in handy to us, where AI is not here to replace developers, but AI is here to empower them. So never ever see AI is going to replace developers. It is going to be our pair programmer, and it is there to empower us. So that's the topic that we have today. Um, we have slides. So what I'm going to talk about today is on the different AI coding tools that are available in the market. So how many of you are aware of the different AI coding tools beyond GitHub Copilot? Anything? Yeah. Okay, so this is what I started with. So coding is not just for coders. It's not only for coders. We have different personas like developers, product owners, executives who wants to quickly turn their ideas into apps. So now, what do we have to do? So there are different levels of personas we have, like beginners, intermediaries, and experts. So let me give you a metaphor or analogy. Like we have to treat the development as climbing a mountain, right? If you want to develop, you think of it as a climbing a mountain where beginners will struggle to adjust their footing, and intermediates will struggle to, go pass over the terrains, and experts will struggle to reach the higher peaks. So just imagine if you have an expert guide by your side who can, guide you through and then remove all the obstacles when you're climbing the mountain. So in the same way, AI is going to sit by our side and help us in writing or, speeding up the process of development. So that's what I treat the different AI coding tools that are available in the market. Like from zero to hero, so you don't have to really start from the scratch in this generative AI era that we are in. You can just quickly start with using a Copilot, or we have other alternatives like, have you ever heard about V0 from Versal? There is one more tool called as V0, and then we have something called as Cursor IDE, which is a more sophisticated IDE when compared to the GitHub Copilot plugin as such. So I'm going to show one quick demo of the V0 by Versal, and you will appreciate the beauty of that particular coding tool, which is kind of having a free trial. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate one quick demo, how to use a coding tool and how to fasten your development. Just give me a moment before they bring up that particular coding screen. So as I said, like beyond Copilot, we have different other tools, free options available. Copilot, I know we have to pay some $10 per month if you want to get started and use its full potential. So apart from Copilot, as I said, V0 by Versal. The beauty of Versal is you ask the Versal to write the code for you in a plain, natural language. It's going to write you the complete code and deploy it just in front of your eyes, which means that you don't have to take that hustle of copying that code and then pasting it into your local development IDE and then start it. Okay, so this is an example. This is a V0 by Versal. This is the interface that it provides. Here, I have a prompt saying like, create a registration page for tech conference. and then hit enter. So as soon as we hit enter, it's going to show its magic, and it's going to write the whole code in front of our eyes. You can see it's writing the code. And once it completes writing the code, you will see it in live how the code actually turns into an app. Okay, it takes a bit of time. Let's wait for 20 seconds so that the app gets written, the code gets written. And then you see there is a preview option there. As soon as the code completion is done, when we go to the preview, you will see the live page. Just give 20 seconds until this gets completed. There we go. So the code is done, and this particular V0 is going to explain us what are the different features that it has incorporated or coded for. And I just gave one single statement saying that create a page, a registration page. I did not ask it to add any validations and so on. So let's see if it is going to come up with some validations or not. Can you refresh that page? Yeah, so there we go. So this is the page that it has created, and if you see the alignment or the positioning of all of these fields, those are flawless. Unlike what we get out of the Copilot or the GPT, unless you're very specific to say, like, I want it in a 1 column or 2 column or something. Can you please click on the register button? There we go. So it took the liberty of adding the validations as well, even we have not specified that it needs to take care of the validations as well. Now I'm going to give one more prompt on top of this generated code. And the prompt is, let's say, I want to have a gray background for this page. So can you please give the prompt, add a gray background to the page. So the bottom line is we have so many coding tools available in the market which are open source, which are free, and which are doing a much better job than the Copilot or the GPT, and which you can see in live immediately as soon as it generates the code. So one such one is V0, and the other one we have is Cursor ID. Go back and search for Cursor. And the third plugin, which is free at most of the times, is Continue. Just search for the Continue extension on the VS Code. And the Continue extension is powered by this Claude models, which is open source, which you can directly install it in your VS Code and get started. So you have to change, or you have to shift your dynamics from learning and doing to learn and do simultaneously in parallel. So don't go sequential, but instead go in parallel. So can we refresh and see if the gray background is added? There is a refresh icon. Yep. Yep. So there you go. So we got a gray background for it. Maybe this is not clearly visible on the screen, but it has applied a gray background, and that change is deployed onto the virtual runtime environment. So these are some of the tools which you can leverage and then fasten your development, and then quickly turn your ideas into reality. Yep.